Okay. Quick little vid right here. Okay, what's up?
Too. Been working on a few other videos that I'd hoped to get out earlier this week, but due to a few things like, I don't know, me slamming my head into a staircase while at work last week, I had to delay them. So, yeah, I figured I'd make this video real quick just so I can get something out for y'all to watch. Anyways, I wanted to talk about the Endfields doomposting situation that's been going on recently, somewhat recently. Technically, this is nothing new.
Yeah,
Rats like Taboro and the Clown, especially, have doomposted the fuck out of the game during the first, month or so, in case y'all, forgot about that. But now it seems like more people have jumped on the whole bandwagon, the doomposting bandwagon, so to say, over the past couple of weeks, maybe even the past few months. Like people who I normally wouldn't consider to be rats. For example, even creators like Supa and Kukikaze are dropping doomer videos of their own on Endfield. Kind of funny how they're now dropping contingency contract guides now too. So much for not enough content in Endfield, right? Honestly, it feels like out of the big Arknight CCs out there, only Kyosten hasn't succumbed to the whole temptation of the easy-ass, low-hanging fruit of bashing Endfield just like everyone else is. No wonder he's the GOAT of Arknight CCs. Oh, and his base building blueprints are alright too, I guess. I'm sure he's not actually the only one out there, but the point I'm trying to get across here is that it seems like bashing on Endfield right now is like the popular thing to do if you're an Endfield creator or creator adjacent. So you might be able to guess what I'm about to say here. I think that all this Endfield doomposting going on right now is fucking retarded. Now, I do want to make a distinction here. If you know me and my usual gacha content, then you know that I routinely drop videos roasting stupid-ass gacha players and their bi-weekly circle jerks over some random dumb shit drama that happens every other week on Twitter. For what it's worth, I don't put this current Endfield doomposting...
Oh, Travis Beverly, it's not Pomoy to say that, alright?
Drama down on the same level as those. I think that at the very least there is a good reason, at least on the surface, for all the doomposting going on right now. And in case you are not aware, apparently the main reason why people are doomposting Endfield these days is because it doesn't have enough content.
Hey Ronaldo, bro, say it right now. Bro, say it. Say it loud and proud. You have my pass to allow you to say it. Say it, Ronaldo.
Though I've heard other complaints such as how people don't like the combat gameplay as much anymore in that they think it's too easy. And I do agree with the content issue to some extent. We don't get as many limited time events as, say, other gacha games do, and the ones that we do get are fairly simple and straightforward for the most part. Except for that one limited time AIC event, cause holy fuck, that event was hot dog shit. But that's why I personally draw the line, cause beyond that, I don't share the same kind of vibes that everyone else seems to have in regards to Endfield's content for two main reasons. First, I don't know if the people complaining about this right now remember this, but the amount of content that the base game has in Endfield is quite a lot on its own. Like, there's story, all the side quests, the starship, the Dijong or whatever it's called, the exploration aspect of the game in like two separate regions, the factory gameplay, the outposts, etch space, umbral, the tower defense mini games that you can do at the outposts, and the usual character progression grind. Like, I highly doubt that most people bitching about how, oh, Endfield doesn't have enough content, have actually legitimately finished everything in the game. Like, is your exploration at, 100% for all regions? Have you found every single fucking Arlene, every single fucking chest in, Valley 4 and Wuling? Are all your outposts at max level? Are you all caught up with etch space, for example? Did you finish...
Bro, I'm surprised Bebo don't say this term called exploration slope, because apparently slope is like a brand new term nowadays, right? Like everything slope. So like exploration slope, because apparently if you wanna go out in the those kind of open world games, right? You wanna go ahead and find every single chest, every single collectible, Easter eggs, max exploration, 100%, 100%, 100 side quests. Right, talk to every single, all over the exploration slope. I personally feel if a player doesn't want to finish all that, it's okay. Like me, right? It's okay. Like, you don't have to like 100% everything in a game, but you are still able to feel a specific game might not be to your liking. So for example, right, I think till this day, I have never 100% Honkai Star because I hate open world exploration, bro. I want to play HSR for like the end game, right? For the team building, for the slender, for the agenda posting, for the guide making, right? I genuinely couldn't give more fucks about open world exploration or in the story, right? But at the same time, I wouldn't go about and say like HSR has like ran out of content or didn't run out of content based on my open world progression. So if one day I were to say I have tested every single team in Anomaly Arbitration, which we do a lot, by the way. I think I'm pretty much one of the only guys in HSR that did every single team in every single Anomaly Arbitration, every single team with Emblade, every single DPS. I do that shit like for free, bro. For free 99. Okay, I think for this Anomaly, we didn't finish it. It is what it is, right? Because it's like too many little reasons I explained better the other week. I still don't really feel that, at least in the context of HSR, I'm that bored. You know why? Because there's more to life than HSR, bro. So like in any Gacha games, right, the more you feel that this particular thing is, there's too little, right? That legitimately is just like not enough things to do, which I think is very valid for Endfields as well, because they only released CC like very recently. When you have more things to do outside one main game, a lot of the original arguments will matter a lot less. It is not like the arguments are invalid, but it will matter less. Like, if you were only playing Arknights Enfield, and let's say you don't want to play anything else, and you also hate open world exploration because you don't want to finish all of the exploration slop, you could feel bored. Right? You could feel that there's legitimately no endgame content for you. Like, you're building units with no purpose because you can't really run them with like 0 cycles or whatever, at least until the recent CC. So it just depends on like what is occupying your personal interest when it comes to gacha games. And I think in the big 2-6, the meta for like playing gacha games is very different from back in COVID and Genshin, where you like main one game or like you main 1 or 2 games. Because nowadays, if you play a single gacha game to main, you will run out a lot of things to do like very quickly. Even like, for example, like NTE, right? NTE doesn't really have a lot of things to do after the initial burst as well, when you're finished with the exploration, and then you're just waiting for Beyond Rails, and then you're waiting for the next update, right? But if you stack on all these games in tandem, if you want to, right? If you want to, or if you just have like other things to do with life, then it's gonna be okay, right? So that's pretty much it.
All the stages, both sides, by the way, in Umbral and all the tower defense stages. Because if not, how about...
Also, I'm saying this because Brown Dust 2 is genuinely one of the most fun games I've ever played for a new player experience. I think the only game that gave me a more better new player experience is probably Epic 7.
Y'all get that shit done first before y'all start bitching about how you don't have enough content. And even if you are done with all that, consider for half a damn moment here that maybe, just maybe, not everyone else out there who plays this game is gonna be able to no-life it like your parents' basement-dwelling ass can. The factory alone takes up a good plurality of the time you spend playing this game if you're not an autistic nutjob who already binged other factory sim games for what, I don't know, a couple thousand hours each? And speaking of the factory, y'all also probably just copied Kyosten's base blueprints for your own fucking factories or someone else's instead of actually building your own damn shit.
I actually built my own shit, by the way. He's not talking about me. I researched my... Bro, Brad Screamy, if Brad Screamy is here, he can vouch for it. I actually made my own blueprints because I was so fascinated with how blueprint building worked. I wanted to optimize and make my own layout, and I joined the code and I posted it for y'all to use, bro. So I'm definitely not
copying other blueprints on its own is fine. I don't have a problem with that on its own. Like, for example, I've used Kyosten's blueprints myself, very recently, matter of fact, after dragging my own balls through factory gameplay for hours and hours, just to...
Bro, wait, YouTube rock. Why is this guy so mean? He seems really mean. Oh no. Honestly, he is a little bit mean. He's hurting my feelings right now, right? I honestly think he should use like more neutral language.
But I get the
it's
feeling
very,
that
very
many of
mean.
y'all saying
I
Enfield
agree, bro.
doesn't have enough content sabotaged a good chunk of your own content by immediately just copying a factory blueprint from somebody else, your favorite creator, probably Kilston, and calling it a day. Y'all skipped a major part of the game by doing this, regardless of your reason to. So it's no wonder y'all are ripping your hair out over the lack of content. Also, I don't know where else to put this because it's kind of its own thing technically, so here it is. I've been seeing some creators like Cookikaze make videos doom posting over Enfield's low revenue too. I haven't actually watched it myself, so I don't know what Cookie's exact reaction to it is, but judging by the thumbnail, I don't think I have to guess too hard about it. Personally, for what it's worth, I don't think the low revenue issue is tied to content specifically, because like plenty of other gacha games out there make fucking bank despite their content being the way they are. You know, Genshin and Star Rail are the ones that kind of come to mind here. Star Rail especially. Rather, I associate the low revenue to the simple fact that Enfield does not have an alternating pity guarantee, as in, if you lose the coin flip the first time, your next coin flip is guaranteed. Because Enfield is produced like a big gacha game, it's attracted a lot of gacha players who come from the major gachas, so they're used to the whole Genshin gacha model, right? Of soft pities and alternating coin flips and all that. So for them to experience something like Enfield's gacha is a rough-ass downgrade for them, man. And the fact that Enfield's pull economy itself isn't as good as what I was kind of hoping it'd be to like properly support the system in the game certainly doesn't help either. Oh, and dupes in this game don't really do shit, just like in the first game, so, you know, people don't have a reason to keep spending money for more dupes too. And the second reason is good old-fashioned history. This Enfield content doom posting drama really reminds me a ton, to the point of me getting deja vu over this, of back when Genshin Impact first came out. Because back then, within a month of it coming out, we already started getting people complaining about how, oh, Genshin doesn't have enough content. These people, creators and hardcore players alike, who no-life the fuck out of the game, either because they really enjoyed the game back then, or because they had nothing better to do because it was in the middle of a fucking pandemic back then, if y'all remember that, blazed through all of Genshin's content within like a few weeks to a month. Like, all that content was meant to take a lot longer than that for the average player. And to be honest with you, I think a similar situation is going on here with Enfield too. Y'all blazed through all of Enfield's content, or at least you thought you did. Content that's meant to occupy the average player for a lot longer than that. And now y'all are bitching about how there's not enough content, or that the content ain't good enough? Whatever your exact reason is, I don't know. Again, history doesn't repeat, but it sure as fuck rhymes. And I don't know if this is something that Supa or Cookie or any of the other OG Arknights creators or players too even have thought about, but the most depressing thing to me about this whole drama is this. For those of you who don't play the first Arknights game, because in case you didn't know, Enfield is a sequel. OG Arknights came out back in 2019, I believe, and is still going. The first Arknights game, from what I understand, went through a very similar situation during its first year or so too. When OG Arknights first came out, it was a good gacha even back then too, and naturally people enjoyed it back then too. But there were some people out there who complained about how there wasn't enough content or just stuff to do in the game.
And there
the most infamous creator to bitch about that was the guy I keep calling trailer trash in my videos as of late, Tectone. Yeah, remember him? Apparently, in one of his last, or his very last Arknights video from like 6 years ago by now, he ran his cocksucking mouth about how OG Arknights was boring and didn't have enough content. And the Arknights community back then disowned him as an Arknights creator, and rightfully so, toss his fucking ass out like the trash he is. So why is it that 7 years later, when a new Arknights gachas come out, people are doing the exact same shit that Tectone did? Y'all roasted him out of the scene for this, and yet now y'all are doing the exact same shit as him? Is what, like the ghost of Baldy still haunting the EN Arknights community to this day or something? Like, did the damage he did to this fucking community need to be studied or something? Like, this shit's so fucking ironic, man. Y'all had the decency to get rid of a fuck-ass grifter like him even back then. And yet y'all are now resorting to the same dogshit tactics that he's used on a daily basis for like the past 2 years, probably even longer? Even if we leave Micro Dictone out of the picture here, OG Arknights also took some time to really get going. We didn't have all the integrated strategies chapters or any of the other permanent game modes or event replays when the game first came out, right? Those all got slowly added in over time, over like the first couple of years or so. Even the story itself apparently took some time to get good. The first few chapters, from what I hear, weren't bad per se, but they tended to drag on quite a bit, and the story only really gets good past like a certain chapter or something. While yes, Enfield is a new game, and so its situation has nuances that, you know, I'm sure OG Arknights didn't, and vice versa, I just find this whole Enfield doom posting bullshit to be eerily similar to a lot of the shit that OG Arknights went through too, even if it wasn't to the same degree in a lot of areas. And I gotta say, I'm pretty fucking disappointed in the Enfield community, particularly in the players who play both games, both OG Arknights and Enfield, for even making a big fucking deal out of this in the way y'all have. If it were only modern gacha players that I had to deal with here, like the ones that, you know, Toboro fucking hates with a passion because he thinks they're ruining Enfield or whatever, the ones who've never played OG Arknights before because the first gacha they ever played was Genshin, complaining about all this, then alright, like that's real easy for me to deal with because all I gotta say to them is go play OG Arknights then, if you don't think Enfield has enough content for you just yet. But if you are an OG Arknights player, then what the fuck kind of excuse do you have? Because I would love to fucking hear it, man. And I know there's a good number of y'all out there, given how YouTubers like, you know, the ones I mentioned earlier, Supa and Cookie, have been bitching about this themselves too. As I pointed out already, the lack of content and other issues that Enfield has right now are quite similar to the ones that OG Arknights had in its first few years too. Like, y'all may have bitched about them back then too, but I don't remember people doom posting about it to the same extent that y'all are doom posting Enfield these days. Like that's part of the reason why y'all threw Tectone's ass out the fucking window, because he was the one doom posting about OG Arknights back then. So again, why is it that y'all are doing the same fucking shit that he did? Or is it because Enfield YouTubers and streamers ran out of shit to do in the game, so now they're resorting to grifting content about the game too, like the rats do on a daily fucking basis? Or maybe y'all just love bandwagoning like every other gacha game community on social media. Maybe y'all can enlighten me about whatever details I may have missed about this drama. Again, just to remind you all, I don't think this drama is as aneurysm-inducing as most other gacha dramas that I have the displeasure of making videos about are. So, I don't know, perhaps there is a good reason for a lot of y'all to bitch about this that I can actually get behind. But it's egregious enough by now on its own that I felt the need to drop a video like this on it. I understand why people are frustrated with Enfield's content and want to talk about it. This video isn't me trying to like white knight Enfield here, like wuwa players white knight their own fucking game 24/7. What I am trying to say here, though, is that maybe y'all can express your grievances about the game without having to be so fucking doomer over it. Especially for those of you who've played the first game and know what that game's been through already. Quick addendum here. I've been told that another problem that people have in the whole Enfield content drama is that Hypergriff has 7 years of experience with OG Arknights by now. So, like, how did they let Enfield come out with no content, right? The answer is very simple. So simple, in fact, that I'm again disappointed that OG Arknights players out there apparently haven't realized this on their own, but I guess I gotta explain to y'all anyway. The developers for OG Arknights and Enfield are different. As in, Hypergriff has 2 completely separate dev teams working on OG Arknights and Enfield. Hypergriff isn't pulling like a Studio B-side or Shift Up here, where they come out with a new gacha game, that new gacha does really well, and then they decide to fucking abandon their
Okay, no Star Savior Slender is fucking allowed here, okay? Absolutely fucking allowed. Bro, Slender Star, bro, I don't really care, bro. But no Star Savior Slender will be allowed, bro. That game, absolute fucking cinema. I know everyone basically quit the game, except for me, by the way. I'm still playing, so no B-side Slender, right? I am literally a OG B-side shield, so no such thing.
Gacha like they did with
Bro,
Counterside or Destiny Child. No, they're keeping OG Arknights chugging along just fine. It also helps that, you know, OG Arknights is extremely popular in mainland China, so it'd be kind of stupid for them to ditch it anyway. But the point is that they're still supporting Arknights the same as they've always done for the past 7 years.
Bro, I swear, bro, Slender, like, 6 different gacha games in the past 15 minutes. Which is honestly fucking impressive, bro. This is peak Slender slow video,
like they've slowed down just because Enfield's out,
everything.
Right? What that tells me is that these gotta be 2 separate dev teams here, working on OG and Enfield. Cause no matter how talented of a dev team you are, I don't care, you are not busting your balls making 2 gachas of their scale.
Holy shit, rank 1 Hoyo Show, thank you so much for $2 tip.
And that is why just be a Hoya sale. We have 3 games now, and 6 more games coming out, so you can never run out of contents. Pale doll why?
Thank you, rank 1 Hoyo Show, that is very kind of
once.
Thank you.
Like what? Did y'all think that the OG Arknights devs would also be working on Enfield at the same time? Cause like, if they did, they'd all fucking kill themselves from the sheer stress. Something that I'm sure Taboro would be very happy with. Genshin is the perfect parallel here. Back when Hoyo started developing Genshin, apparently they brought in a fresh dev team to work on it.
So
Devs
mean.
who never worked on a gacha game
He's
before.
so mean.
They didn't bring in their
Oh my
Honkai
God.
Impact team because they were already busy with Honkai fucking Impact.
Oh my
God.
god.
Not just Genshin too, you know, but Star Rail has their own dev team, and Zenless has their own dev team too. Hell, even Kuro Games got different devs working on both PGR and wuwa, I would imagine. And no matter how much y'all might not like me saying this, Enfield is a Genshin clone. Or, if you prefer, a Genshin-inspired gacha. Because without Genshin, fat chance that Enfield exists either. At least not in the same form or not as soon. I would venture a guess to say that Hypergriff saw what Hoyo managed to do with Genshin back in, 2020, 2021, and just like Kuro Game, Hotta Studio, and basically every other gacha dev out there who's come out with or are working on their own Genshin clone, decided that they want to make a big open world 3D gacha of their own.
Bro,
and
as Faker once fucking said, bro, all roads leads back to me, bro. Every single fucking game in the world, they all lead back where the crown is going to be heavy, because heavy is the crown. Roll music.
They brought in a whole new dev team to do just that. And so because this is a brand new dev team, they obviously wouldn't have the same experience
can find
as
a
the
Faker
OG
mute,
Arknights
let's have
team.
Faker.
Like, I'm sure there
Cole
is
can find it
communication
and make it white.
between the 2 teams, and the OG Arknights devs probably do help out, wherever and whenever they can. But for the most part, these are 2 distinct teams working on 2 distinct projects. And not to mention, Enfield is a very different game than OG. Like, I don't know if y'all could tell by now. Enfield is a 3D open-world gacha, whose gameplay is half factory sim, while OG is a tower defense game. It'd be one thing if, Enfield were also mainly a tower defense gacha, just like OG, but it's not. So directly comparing content or content levels between the 2, especially when we know that OG's got 7 years over Enfield, is some wuwa shill levels of mental fucking retardation. And lastly, it's come to my attention that quite a few Arknight
Yo,
CCs
Mr. KK,
out there,
are you gonna
like
take
the
this?
ones I've mentioned in
Yo,
this
where's
video
Mr.
earlier,
KK, bro?
basically
Bro, where's my
only play
bro, are you gonna
Arknights
take this?
and they don't really fuck with any other
Bro, I
gacha,
don't think I would take that, bro.
I see why they wouldn't
Nah,
know
that
this.
shit crazy,
but
bro.
the first year
That shit
of
fucking
most
crazy, bro.
gacha games, if not all of them, are the most chaotic, uncertain years of their life cycles. Take it from the guy who juggles 20 different gacha games every single fucking
Bro,
day.
this guy is
Gacha
not even like
developed-
choosing one direction to slender. Bro, he just took out a fucking bomb and the boom, and he just bombed the entire fucking space. As long as you're a gacha game, you are getting fucking
Developers
slender.
don't really have
So
that
everybody
great of an idea of how exactly they want to or need to develop content when a new gacha game comes out. Like even those who've, worked on previous gacha games in the past. After all, every gacha game is different and has their own little nuances, even if the gacha formula within them is the same. Like, let me rattle off a couple examples here. Genshin didn't come up with their signature weapon system, where they run a limited 5-star character alongside their signature weapon from the very beginning. Like, it took them a couple banners to figure that out, starting with Hutao's banner. My very first gacha game,
Wait,
FGO,
Hutao was
initially-
Genshin's first signature weapon? Wait, really? Wait, so like Diluc and like what's the guy's name again? Venti? They didn't have signature weapons. Oh my god, bro, I didn't even know that, bro. Oh, that is so crazy. Yeah, then the tag don't thing happened, right? Oh, that is so fucking crazy, bro. I never knew that. I thought Hutao was just like any other weapon system, and then it just came about.
Designed
just
to be a mere cash grab when its home JP server
Oh, that's
came
so
out
crazy.
back in
I never knew that.
2015. And as
they
a
all use
result,
standard weapons?
event mechanics
Oh,
in that
shit.
game were
I see.
all over the damn place and took the devs years to standardize.
That is so crazy. I
Snowbreak
never
was
knew that.
initially intended to be a more
Bro, can you
serious
imagine-
anime girl third-person.
Can you imagine if like Star Rail never had standard weapons? And then you just gave every single unit S5 DDD. And then they just make like every single they eliminate paths from light codes. And then you just select whatever fucking light code you want to use. Then there's only standard light codes. Then you just give S5 DDD to every single unit.
and shooter gacha,
Well, you
but
said-
initially over the damn place and took the devs years to standardize. Snowbreak was initially intended to be a more serious anime girl third-person shooter gacha, but that strategy didn't really work that well, so the devs just said fuck it and made their game go full Gooner to save it from EOS. And hey, you might know this better than me, but I'm sure OG Arknights is no exception, and they did some shit back during its first year or so
I don't
that
even know
we
what
would
happened, bro.
find super weird if we look back.
I don't
And
even know what happened, bro.
Enfield is doing the exact same thing.
Okay, Che, you know what's crazy? You know Brown Dust 2? Brown Dust 2 was actually not a Gooner game. Like, believe it or not. Brown Dust 2 actually came out to be like, I would say around the same level of fan service compared to Nikkei. Like, launch Nikkei. Like, it wasn't that crazy. Then they realized that, oh wait, you know what? People don't really care about XCOM and Land Crisis gameplay. So they just went all in for the Gooner thing. So like, at the first few units, right, you can clearly see like the Brown Dust 2's ultimates and like the lore and like the MSQ is like, it's very, very normal. Like, it's like any like medieval fantasy where you can go about and like collecting your your adventure and everything. It's like super wholesome. Okay, not that wholesome. There's like a lot of war and like death and like destruction. So it's like a real like fantasy story. And then they went full Gooner with like the event story. So you like literally just teleport to like a multi-universe. And like some crazy shit happened over there. So
The devs are still in the process of learning how to make content for the game specifically, figuring out how to
Same as
balance
Star Wars. You know what? I don't know
casual
mine, bro.
content
I will
with
play
in-game
Goon Saber any
content
day. It's all
like
good.
CC, and taking feedback from players to
Bro,
determine
imagine Epic
how
7
best to go about
going the
developing
same route as
future
Brown Dust 2.
content.
I'll actually come back.
And unfortunately for
Like,
you
all in the quality
Zoomer-ass, self-diagnosed ADHD having Adderall chuggers, I don't think this process is gonna be a short one.
Yeah,
Me
we're already
personally,
going there to
I have
wedding skins.
confidence that
It depends on
Hypergraph
what
can
a card data's
slowly
gonna do.
improve Enfield over time, just like how they did with the OG. And the fact that it doesn't have enough content doesn't bother me, because I got 19 other gacha games I can play in the meantime.
Oh, that's
man.
fucking crazy, bro.
So like, I
Okay,
don't
you know what?
maybe
You know what? 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 I'm gonna say a very neutral take here. Playing a lot, like legitimately a lot of gacha games, it doesn't make me feel more well-versed in a single one of them unless I really want to like learn more about that gacha. Cause like out of the 11 games I play now, some with EAM, some without EAM, right? The games that I am often the most engaged and therefore informed are games that I really like spend a lot of times learning and grinding this thing called meta. I learned the meta for Brown Dust 2, I learned the meta for Star Savior, and I learned the meta for HSR. But for like a lot of other gacha games, I honestly don't really care if I get a unit or don't get a unit. Okay, like right now, like for example, like in ZZ, right? Luckily we got win, right? Thank God we got win. But honestly, if I were to like lose my 50-50 win, and I can't get win, fuck it. I'll just go for E2 milk. It's fine. Because I know I have enough pool currencies to secure an E2 for 100 ZZ anyways. Then for like Wuthering Waves, I went for Lucy, collab unit. I don't even care if it's not tier 0 or tier 0.5, whatever it's gonna be. E1, hard pity both by the way. I'm gonna skip Lucilia. I don't care. Alright, I'll just wait for like Hasao, Fei Xiao, like whoever it's gonna be, and I just pull. So it's a lot more like chill way of playing each gacha game currently. But I wouldn't say I have like a lot more knowledge for gachas in general, just because I have like experience in all of them. Because I have played every single one of them, especially at the start of the game. Right, at the start of ZZ, like at the start of any gacha, I give it my all for every single gacha. Right, CZN, Epic 7, Uma, Eteria, all the kind of stuff. Then after a couple of weeks, yeah, okay, you know what, Lulu Facials, thank you so much. Let me ask you something. Oh, wait, you can't fucking answer because you're fucking banned in it, Buckle. Yeah, but as I was saying, I don't think it really matters too much as to whether or not you're able to consistently keep up with like 10, 20 different gacha games all at the same time. Because I just don't feel it's possible to log in for every single one of them. Because it really takes me like such an insane amount of time to like learn about like 1 or 2 games. Much less like 20 or like even 10. Like I cannot imagine like keeping up meta and like having the knowledge to the same degree as like all the other games that I play for every single one of those. So at some point I think 3 gachas personally for someone my age, right, with a job that is a streamer, I think 3 gachas as a main game is like the absolute max. I cannot main more than 3 gachas at once. At the 4th gacha onwards is where, oh my god, like I need to chill a little bit. So, and then what to do? Thank you.
You should try out another one too.
Oh, just like
nothing but talk shit about Enfield all day.
Bro, I love being free to play, bro. I love being free to play in PvE gacha games. But the moment I get like a sponsor for a gacha with PvP, oh my god, bro, they get me good, bro. I don't think I've ever had a single reason that I've explained that is PvP that ends up in me being free to play. Every single PvP guy I try, I swiped. It's like, bro, you gotta beat up those filthy fucking free to plays, bro. Like, it is what it is.
Alright, that's it from me. Follow my socials, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
That's a very, very interesting, right? W Slender Slop, right? Check out Mr. Tuku. Very, very interesting little video. And I'll be seeing you guys on the Clips channel. Thank you, chat. That was a very nice little react. In conclusion, Limbus Company is the goal of gacha games. Maybe we'll try that out one fine day, right? Maybe we'll try that out one fine day, right? Thank you for this react. Wuthering Waves. You have cooled your last cool, my man.